Joining us now this evening, someone who has spent some time in the majors and now spends plenty of time around the ballpark. You can hear him on the call of Braves games on Bally Sports. It's former infielder Nick Green. Nick, thanks for taking some time for us tonight.
You got it, anytime.
Now, it is a long season. Perhaps no need for early panic. That's what we were saying earlier. But what differences did you notice in this Braves team from those first 4 games and that rough start compared to the next 5?
Well, you look at the offense, and the offense was held down to a degree. They still were competitive. They played close games, and that's what you want to see. They just couldn't come up with that big hit at the end of the game when they needed it. And the offense is starting to roll. When you open up in Philadelphia, it's cold, it's windy. The offense is going to struggle when you face good pitching, and that's what happened in that opening series. Now they've started to heat up, and now the offense is swinging the bats like they're capable of.
Yeah, how fun is it watching a guy like Ronald Acuna go?
It's so fun, and I talk about this all the time, is when he leads off the game, you've got to turn the TV on. You can't miss that first at-bat. If you're in the stadium, you've got to be in the stadium watching that at-bat, and that's what you want your leadoff hitter to do for the fans and for your team. You want him to be that igniter at the top. He has been that for several years now, and to watch what he's doing this year, I think he's gotten even better. You're starting to see all 5 tools come out every day.
Well, let's get to it. Last night, your thoughts on the fact that the Phillies don't actually touch home plate. Then this review gets upheld. I got to know where your stance is on this right now.
I think I'm with 99.9% of the fans out there, and that's the fact that the ruling should have been overturned. And there's got to be something done about replay. If you're going to have it, you've got to start getting calls right. We see it all the time where we watch the replays, and it seems obvious that a call should be made in one direction or the other. It is not made in that direction. Last night was crazy, and they've got to change this too, because the call at the field was he was safe. If the call's out, they can't overturn it either way. So you're looking at, is there enough evidence to overturn it? And that's where the initial call has got to be made right, or you've got to change the replay review procedures. If you're trying to overturn something like that because the call was safe, it's going to be harder to overturn, even though yesterday it felt like it was obvious that we had the replay angle that he was safe and out and never touched the plate. So something's got to change. I hope this is one of those times where it does change. It happened with Michael Conforto earlier in the week, where he sticks his arm out, gets hit by a pitch, and they get a walk-off win because he stuck his arm out, and that play is not reviewable. So there are definitely some major issues with replay right now, and it's unfortunate.
All right, last one for you. You're around the ballpark a lot. We can't let you go until we hear what it's like to work with Paul Byrd. And can you give us a good Paul Byrd story for air?
Well, Paul Byrd is like one of my favorite guys ever. So he gives me eggs at his farm. I can go get eggs anytime I want. I can take my kids out to walk his trail. He bulldozed the trail around his farm during the quarantine. So that was nice. And also, Paul Byrd bought my first suit in the big leagues. So I have a special place in my heart for Paul Byrd. He makes me laugh really hard every single day. So I just enjoy working with him. He's a good friend of mine, and I hope the fans enjoy him as much as I do.
Fantastic. Paul Byrd and Nick Green, of course, on Bally Sports there covering the Braves. Thank you so much for taking some time with us tonight.